Can you see me? Let me pull you a little closer so you can see me a little better. Well, I'm here today just to shed some light on some profound secrets that have been hidden over the years, but yet and still, they've been right in our face. But they say the best place to hide something from a nigga is in a book because he won't read. Let me make it a little more better for you. Well, my name is Antonio, but you know, you can call me Ant, the philosopher, searcher of truth, seeker of the truth, seeker of knowledge. And I hear a lot of people, when I go on YouTube, I hear a lot of people asking questions. You know, is the Bible true? Have it been written by man? How do we know what's truth? Well, what I believe and what God has revealed to me and showed to me, Yahweh, because I believe my God has a name. I believe that the name is above all names. I believe that He sent His Son in the form of a Hebrew, a complexion color person, to bring us truth about who He is and about Him creating the universe and everything that we see around us. But I want to read something to you from a letter that's called the Willie Lynch letter. But I want you to understand that it derived from a place long ago when slaves were traded for money and raped and deprived of their self-will and deprived of who they really are. This right here is the Willie Lynch letter. And I heard some people on YouTube say, oh, is this really a letter? Or is it a plan? Or is it a plot or a scheme to manipulate the minds of black men and to put us under a curse that we will hate each other and be angry at each other and be bitter towards one another? Well, I'm going to read something to you because they only give me a certain amount of time to read. It says, the Willie Lynch letter, Making of a Slave. This speech was delivered by Willie Lynch on the bank of the James River in the colony of Virginia in 1712. Lynch was a British slave owner in the West Indies. He was invited to the colony of Virginia in 1712 to teach his methods to slave owners there. The term lynching is derived from his last name. December 25th, 1712. Gentlemen, I greet you here on the bank of James River in the year of our Lord, 1712. First, I shall thank you, the gentlemen of the colony of Virginia, for bringing me here. I am here to help you solve some of your problems with slaves. Your invitation reached me on my modest plantation in the West Indies, where I have experimented with some of the newest and still the oldest methods of control of slaves. Ancient Romans would envy us if my program is implemented. As our boat sailed south on James River, name our illustrations king, whose version of the Bible we cherish, the King James Version. I saw enough to know that your problem is not unique. While Rome used cords of wood as crosses for standing human bodies along its highways in great numbers, you are here using the tree and rope on occasions. I caught the whiff of a dead slave nigger hanging from a tree a couple miles back, Willie Lynch said. You are not only losing valuable stock by hanging, you are having uprising. Slaves are running away. Your crops are sometimes left in the fields too long for maximum profit. You suffer occasional fires. Your animals are killed. Gentlemen, you know what your problems are. I do not need to elaborate. I am not here to enumerate your problems. I am here to introduce you to a method of solving them. In my bag here, I have a foolproof method for controlling your black slaves. I guarantee every one of you that if installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years. From 1712 to 2012 is 300 years. 1712 to 2012 is 300 years. The curse is being broken. My method is simple. Any member of your family or your overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves and make the differences bigger. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control. I use fear, distrust, and envy for control. These methods have worked on my modest plantations in the West Indies, and it will work throughout the South. Take this simple little list of differences and think about them. On top of my list is age, but it's there only because it starts with the A. The second is color or shade. There is intelligence, size, sex, size of plantation, and status on plantation. Attitude of owners, where the slaves live in the valley, on the hill, west, east, north, south. Have fine hair, coarse hair, or is tall or short. Now that you have a list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action. But before that, I shall assure you that this distrust is stronger than trust, and envy stronger than adulation, respect or admiration. The black slaves, after receiving this indoctrination, shall carry on and will become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years, maybe thousands. Don't forget, you must pitch the old black male versus the young black male, and the young male, black male against the old black male. They won't listen to each other. It says, you must use the dark-skinned slave versus the light-skinned slave, and the light-skinned slave versus the dark-skinned slave. You must use the female versus the male, and the male versus the female. You must also have you white servants and overseers distrust all blacks. It is necessary that your slaves trust and depend on us. They must love, respect, and trust only us. Gentlemen, these kits are your keys to control. Use them. Have your wives and children use them. Never miss an opportunity. If used intensely for 1 year, the slaves themselves will remain perpetually distrustful of each other. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm going to end that right there with that. But every day, I'm going to come on with a different part of this, because I want you to understand the methods that envy is control. That when the black man see me riding in something nice, he want to take it from me. He see me living in something nice, he want to deprive me of it, because it's a curse that they put upon us. But I want you to understand, if you read Revelation chapter 18, verse 13, it'll tell you what slavery derived from. That it began right here in America, where one of the biggest trade ports that was ever created was. I'm going to leave you with this. Hopefully you will receive this in love, and that you will tune in and you will hear more about what it is on making a slave. I'm going to leave you with that.